Resurrecting dead actors somehow became all the rage these days in Hollywood. In either you have some of the most distasteful trash ever imaginable, or you have Uncanny Valley. So there's no good in between, honestly. Recently, I was thinking about talking about the de-aging of actors, but I think that's a whole different thing because those actors are still alive to have their likeness be used to make them look younger. Something like Luke, Indiana Jones, other stuff really. But that's its own different ballpark. But this whole resurrecting dead actors thing is, there's a problem going on, honestly. And it's funny because recently I was looking and there's this Batman show. It's called Bat Wheels. I never heard of it before, but it's basically like the Batmobile and like other Batman vehicles just stopping crime or whatever. And I remember, and I saw this article saying that Adam West will be returning. And I thought to myself, hold up, wait a minute, isn't Adam West dead? And yeah, he is. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be using archival footage in like his voiceovers so it could be in the role. And that really got me thinking of how hard will these companies go just to resurrect dead actors. It's honestly kind of sickening because I think The Flash, I'm going to get to The Flash, but The Flash really showed me how desperate these companies are willing to go to do such things. Now, I will say this, I think there are like some good ways to do this justice, but not really. And the one only really good way to do this is Fast and Furious 7. The death of Paul Walker was a very tragic and hard thing to go through. And whenever they had to return to filming, because they did already film half of that movie, what they did was they used his brother and, the use of CGI. And I think it's good in a way, the sense that that he obviously intended to finish this movie and he loved the franchise. The fact that they used his family to help him send off the character, I think was done very well. Now the CGI obviously doesn't look as good as it does nowadays, but I think for the most part you could tell that there was good intent for that. Now when it doesn't become good intent is in other projects such as Rogue One. I think that was like the big showcase of like we can do the technology, but should we do the technology? Because whenever it came out, the fact that they had Tarkin was honestly, I don't want to say off-putting because it didn't look terrible. It did look good, but your mind obviously knows that it's not real in a sense, you know what I mean? And the thing is, I don't know why, like the problem with this, like the whole technology is, why not have a different actor portray that character? Because the funny thing is, in Revenge of the Sith, they had a different actor portray Tarkin. So I don't know why it was so hard just to get another actor to do it again. Like the actor they hired to do the mocap or the CGI part did kind of look like him. So I don't know why they can't. Because it's weird, because like you're taking away from actual new actors that can portray the roles instead of just slipping behind the mask just so they could play another actor. It's weird. It's off-putting, and I don't know. Same thing goes for Rise of Skywalker. That is weird. I don't know if ever I like it or hate it. The fact that they basically just took her face and plaster it onto scenes, it just feels weird. And whenever the characters talk to her, it just doesn't feel natural. It feels like just snippets spliced together. It just doesn't feel right, honestly. And with Ghostbusters, because that's also a big one, how they brought back Egon, I think it was kind of all right. I mean, it's kind of like the Tarkin situation, but at least with there, he has like a ghostly presence, so it kind of feels real, and he doesn't talk at all. So I think that kind of works. It feels more like they were paying more respect to him. So I guess that's right, I guess. But ooh, The Flash, by God, that is horrible. This movie, it was doomed to fail. I'm sorry, it was. Especially with scenes like this. By God, that is like the worst scene ever. Because not only do you have Adam West returning, that's archival footage, so I guess you're off the hook there, right? Whatever, I guess. But the fact that you have Christopher Reeves and George Reeves reprising as Superman, I don't know what the hell to say to that, man. That is, I don't know what to say. Because the thing is, with George Reeves, that is honestly the most horrible one. And he doesn't have a family, so he can't consent to it. But trust me on this, please look this up on your own time. But you will find out that he would not approve of this. He would not do this in the slightest. And the fact that WB had the gall to do something like this is honestly disrespectful. And the thing is, you have other DC characters and actors that have portrayed multiple hundreds of DC characters that are still alive to this day that could have done it. I don't know. It is just weird, honestly, that they would do such a thing. But yeah, honestly, I think this whole CGI resurrection thing is it's weird. And I don't know how far Hollywood is willing to go to continue this, but I honestly think they should stop. But tell me what you guys think. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and if you can, support me on Patreon for better content. Alright, that's about it. See ya.